Will you smile? If I admit I was wrong?
About what?
Miracles. Events with astronomical odds of occurring, like oxygen turning into gold. I've longed to witness such an event, and yet I neglect that. Inhuman coupling.
You were the world to me, John. You were my whole life. Do you remember how many times you said you loved me?
Janie, I wasn't told.
Here! Leave him alone!
Please. If everyone would just go away and leave me alone.
You can't come. I said, leave me alone!
I prefer the stillness here. I am tired of Earth. These people. I'm tired of being caught in the tangle of their lives.
Okay. Hey there you guys, back to Brevin Cable 12 YouTube channel. Play for all your comic and anime reviews. And here's my review for Doomsday Clock, issue number 10. We're getting really close. Got 2 more issues left, you guys, before this whole entire Doomsday Clock event ends. And I definitely cannot wait to see what comes of it when it does. So, pretty good cover right here with the little kid holding a little comic book from All-Star Comics of Justice League Society of America, and we got like Dr. Manhattan in here. I really wanted the B cover for this, especially because of that little All-Star imprint, and the B cover's been really amazing. That's why I went with it. So let's talk about the what goes on in Doomsday Clock number 10. We get this kind of story of this washed up movie actor. He was really big for one point in time, but he's kind of fallen down pretty much after his wife pretty much, ate him out pretty much and kind of like used him up. We also get this story of Dr. Manhattan pretty much, and we get like flashbacks to the original Watchmen. And basically Dr. Manhattan is basically going through the DC universe, and he's in search of Superman pretty much. We get to see Dr. Manhattan meet with this actor at one point, and he meets him at different points in time throughout, and we see him just going through different eras pretty much. At first he finds Superman, scene when Superman first got there, he really speaks about Superman being like basically the first superhero to ever hit the screen. We get to see him like picking up the giant car and looking over with that smile on his face, but that man doesn't seem to be that impressed by Superman at this point. We later on, see Justice Society of America again. They're talking about like inviting Superman to their meeting. But saying Superman's gonna come. Of course, Superman never comes up because, like in real world, implication is that All-Star and DC Comics were not really the same thing at the time. But it's kind of like, Judge John's very trying to like merge it, almost like they always were, and kind of like merging these two worlds together. Pretty much, kind of like you get all these dates throughout the issue. And they're basically like real dates, sort of. The date April 18th isn't like, it's the day that Superman got, the copyright for him was launched, but it wasn't the day that he was actually published, of course. But throughout we're getting like these dates through time. Each time Superman has kind of come into being, and each time he comes later and later and later. And each time his origin changes over and over again. We get to see, like, you know, Superman and Superboy at one point meeting the Legion of Superheroes. We get to see Superman just being changing over and over again, and Superman doesn't really understand. He doesn't really understand these changes that are happening with the Superman mythos and how the universe keeps changing. But he kind of discovers. And also, we get pretty much Jeff John spends a lot of time on the New 52 origin story, because this is the origin that Dr. Manhattan had pretty much changed himself. Like, this is what happened when he picked up the lantern and he removed it from, say, so that way Alan Scott would have become Green Lantern, and we got the New 52. And Dr. Manhattan talking about how, like, he can relate to this Superman more, how he can, like, see, like, the pain that he feels, and you can understand him in a different way than he was able to before. And I think that's really, really interesting, and to kind of see that kind of difference in the Superman mythos being brought forth by Dr. Manhattan. We all going to get the flashback of, like, what Superman's going to do, like the whole thing of him punching and, like, it going, disappearing. We kind of get that really reiterated to us again throughout. And, you know, at the very end of this issue, we kind of found out that Dr. Manhattan is starting to realize something, that he has basically become the villain of this story, and that's pretty much where it ends. So, this issue made me feel very nostalgic for Watchmen. The voice that Jeff Johns gives to Dr. Manhattan feels very much like it was in Watchmen, like especially when you're going through the days, and you can kind of hear Dr. Manhattan's voice throughout it, and it definitely feels that way. And his change and how he's basically experimenting with Superman, how he's deconstructing Superman's character, and thinking about, like, how there will always be a Superman, pretty much, no matter what changes happen, what the multiverse has done. Other than that, this issue brings up is something called the metaverse. Like, you know, it's a meta. Get it? Because editorial is the meta textual part of it. We can look at the meta text, and there's a metaverse inside of this greater multiverse. And I think that's kind of an interesting concept that I definitely can't wait to see how they go do with going forward, if they are going to do anything with that concept. That the DC universe is always changing, and things are always moving through time, and orders are always going to be changed forever and ever and ever through the metaverse. And I think that's a really cool concept. But yeah, that's pretty much Doomsday Clock issue number 10, you guys. Pretty solid issue of Doomsday Clock. Again, we got 2 more issues to go, you guys, before this whole series, and I definitely cannot wait to see where those 2 issues take us. So, that's pretty much Doomsday Clock. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.